Hello everyone, and so in this video I'm going to be showing you how to set up your YouTube automation channel and team members with Taskforc. So with Taskforc, I've been using it for over 2 years now to scale my YouTube channels, and it essentially just saves time and resources when it comes to managing your YouTube automation channels. So before I get started, I do want to invite you to sign up for Taskforc down below in the description. You get a free 30-day trial, and there also is a free plan for individuals who are just starting out with YouTube automation. So again, let's go and get started with the video. But starting off, when you first log into Taskforc, this is the dashboard that you're going to see here. So as far as the different roles go, these are all the roles that I have in my team, but this is coming from someone who's running multiple different YouTube automation channels, and I've been doing this for about over 3 years now. For those who are starting, maybe you don't need a sub admin, maybe you don't even need a project manager, you don't need a quality checker, because that can all be done by you. But try to understand the different roles. For individuals who are doing YouTube automation as a service, you have a client role, you have the description writer, project manager, quality checker, script writer, sub admin, thumbnail artist, video editor, video uploader, and voice artist as well. So those are all the different roles. Now, depending on what roles you have in your business, that can differ from one YouTube automation channel to the other. But when you click on this user management tab, this first button here is how you're going to add your team members. So what you simply do is just simply click on this button and then enter in their email. When you enter a password for them, you don't need to tell them that password, because they're actually going to be prompted to create their own password once they click on that email. You can just enter their first and last name. Now, it's important that you understand the different roles within Taskforc. So there are some roles in Taskforc which are more physical roles, which means that they're actually doing the contractual work of writing a script, writing a description, designing a thumbnail, editing a video, or doing a voiceover. So once you actually click on a role such as those, you're going to see a status. So you can either set them as active or inactive. Sometimes maybe some artists go on vacation for a month, so that's when you would set them to inactive. Now for the project limit, this is useful to make sure that a single contractor on your team doesn't take all of the projects. So by that, you can set a limit of like 4, maybe even 3. Maybe you only want them to work on one project at a time. And then lastly is this allow user to pick projects. So this comes in handy when you either want to physically assign someone projects, or you feel comfortable with them choosing projects on their own. Usually you want contractors to choose projects, but let's pretend that you're onboarding a new scriptwriter and you want to test a project with them. That's when you would manually assign them a project, and you wouldn't allow them to pick a Taskforc project. So usually you want to give people the ability to choose projects so that they can work on them. But again, there's gonna be special circumstances in which you do want to assign people certain projects, and that's where this function would come in handy. And so once you do that, you simply just send them the invite, they're gonna receive it in their email, and then they're gonna actually log into Taskforc themselves. This is a scriptwriter who I invited to use our task board system. And so with it, you can see that their project limit is 4, you can see their role, their name, their email, and you could actually edit their project limit. Maybe they're inactive, they go on vacation, you can edit that as well. And then also you can resend the reinvite in case they didn't get it, and then also of course delete them. So for inactive users, this comes in handy when they go away for some time, or they go on vacation, or they get sick. Now from the contractor's perspective, this is what their dashboard looks like, in a sense that there's available projects, assigned projects, and completed projects. And so this is where the available projects are going to be. This is where the assigned projects that they took is going to be. This is their report, so they can actually see all of their in-progress projects, their completed projects, and which projects they've been paid for. So you can see that this project here was paid for on August 24th. And then they have a tab for actually accessing this YouTube channel as well. So let's go back to the admin dashboard. So as far as creating a channel goes, you want to click on this tab here and then simply click on Add Channel. Now, when you reach this tab here, this is where you would enter your channel name, your channel description. So sometimes with a channel description, I like writing a blurb of what the video should be like. I also would include like the link to the actual YouTube channel as well. If you're doing client work, this is where you would select the client, select your script writers, voiceover artists, video editors, project managers. And this is basically where you would select all the roles for your current channel and then set it to active. And then once you have your channel active, this is where you're gonna see all of them. So for the columns, you're gonna see the client name. Backlog means what ideas you have backlogged within the channel. how many are in the script writing phase, how many are in the voiceover phase, how many in the video editing phase, how many have been completed, how many videos are under revision, ready to upload and published. Now this tab right here is quite useful as well as far as the last video published. Now for me, I like scheduling my videos out ahead of time. So if I schedule my videos out until, let's say, December, you simply would just click this here, find December, and then click on the date in which you have your video scheduled. So for YouTube automation, it's important to know when your last video is scheduled so that you can stay up to date and not miss an upload. Now for this channel settings tab that you see right here, this is quite important, okay? So channels and Taskforc have two different settings, okay? They have an automatic setting in which the project is gonna go from script writing all the way to completed by itself. So which means that once the script writer submits the script, it's automatically going to be sent over to the voiceover team. Once the voiceover artist finishes the voiceover, it's automatically going to be sent to the video editor. And once the video editor finishes the video, it's going to be sent to completion. And that's what I mean by automatic mode. So by default, all channels are set to automatic mode, but there are some cases for some individuals who really want to ensure quality control. Because of automatic mode, you're not going to be able to quality check the script before it gets sent to the voiceover artist, and you're not going to be able to quality check the voiceover before it gets sent to the video editor. So if you toggle this on, what it's going to do is that it's not going to automatically move projects. You would have to manually do that yourself. As you can see here, we have one channel in manual mode, and then we have one channel in automatic mode. By default, when you create a channel in Taskforc, it is going to be set to automatic mode, which again means that video is going to be seamlessly brought over to the next stage until it's actually completed. If you want to do manual mode, this is helpful when you want to ensure quality. You actually want to review the script. You actually want to hear the voiceover. So then you would just have to have a project manager or a quality checker or yourself actually drag and drop the projects between the stages. And so before we actually go into the channel itself, these last three dots, you can actually edit the team members that you've assigned to the channel over here. You can restrict users. Maybe a certain client didn't like the sound of one certain voiceover artist. So this is where you would enter their name. And then moving into the channel itself, so if we go into this one, this is what your board looks like. So this is actually where you would add your ideas. And once a project is ready, if you click this open, this is what a project card looks like. So you can insert the outline, you can change the title. Over here, it's important to know that Taskforc does not store data files. So you would need your own Google Drive account or Dropbox account and enter the URL here. So someone would need to create the folder where all these project files were gonna be in and then copy and paste it into here. So that's the only manual labor intensive thing that someone has to do. Here you can see who the project is visible to. And then if you wanted to manually assign someone a project, you can just do that here by clicking on their name. So again, over here is where you're gonna see who has the project been assigned to. Revisions, this comes in handy when you're actually editing visuals usually at the video editor side. So if you click on add revision, you can say 001 to 009. We'll say this is a copyright claim. And if you want to add another revision, you simply just click that. Let's say at 323, there was a typo, okay? And you simply just assign the video editor these revisions and click on submit. So once you send a revision over, what essentially happens is that video editor is gonna have all their work paused until they fix the revision. So revisions do get priority when it comes to Taskforc usage, just because with copyright claims, it means that you're trying to upload the video, but you really didn't check out, or there was an error within the video. So we wanna make sure that we get those videos prioritized. Now for the right-hand side that you see right here, this is for due dates when you click this upper right-hand corner here. Let's say that you want this video to be completed by August 31st. It's just a self-note. Right now, we don't have any implementations in Taskforc to ensure the deadline is met. People only see the deadline, but it's up to them to make sure that the deadline is met. There's no countdown timer, there's no notifications, but that's something all coming in the future. Now for the right-hand side here, this is where you would discuss your project. So this is where you can say, make sure to include a snake. Okay. So this is where you would send notes to the scriptwriter. This is where everyone who's working on this project would see these chat messages. All right. So if we exit out of here, this is what a card looks like. So to actually activate the project, you would have to set the project as active. Okay. So that's done by clicking here. and then clicking on active. Reason for backlog is just to store ideas. And then for the actual active, that's when you know the project is ready to be pushed through with production. So if you turn it to active, and then you copy and paste your Dropbox link and your Google Drive link here, click on submit, and drag this over, it's now going to be available for the script writing team to see. Because this channel is already in automatic mode, like I said, once the script finishes the script, it's going to be sent to voice. Once it's done with the voice, it's going to be sent to video. Once it's done with video, it's going to be sent to completion. Once it's under the completed column, someone does need to drag it from the completed column to the ready to upload column. And the reason why is because our way of doing YouTube automation is that someone does a final check on the project over here. So what they'll do is that they'll click on this project, open up the Google Drive folder, and then they'll actually take a look at the video. So once that's done, it's either done by the project manager, myself, quality checkers. There's multiple roles that can fulfill that task. But once they review it, they put it into ready to upload. And that's when, again, the project manager, the uploader, that's when they handle this, and then they upload the project onto YouTube. Now, when it comes to revisions, okay, pretend there's a copyright claim, you would simply just click on the project, select the video editor who's working on the project, click on add revisions, set the timestamp, the explanation, and then click on submit, and then simply just drag it over to a revision. So once it's under revision column, the video editor is going to resubmit the project, and then it's going to be put back into ready to upload once he finishes the revision. So it is important that you put it back in the revision column, but once they resubmit the work, it's going to be put back into ready to upload. So this is another card, but you can see here, this is the due date. You can tell that it's active. So for the actual card itself, drag this over here so you can center it. Over here, when you click on this top right icon, this is where you can see who's already taken on the project or who's been assigned the project. So you can see I've been assigned here. No one else has been assigned over here. These grayed out icons that you see at the bottom, those correspond to the description and the thumbnail. So if this is purple and this was purple, that means the thumbnail and the description are completed. So it's important to note that thumbnail artists and description writers can actually go into a project and take it and then write the description or design the thumbnail anytime during the creation process. So unlike scriptwriter, voiceover artists, and video editors, thumbnail designers and description writers can start working the project as soon as it's active and within the script writing phase. So that's an important thing to know as far as when thumbnail artists and description writers start their work. They start at any time within the video creation process. So before I end this video, I do want to show you what an active Taskforc board looks like, okay? So we don't have any products on their backlog right now, but you can see here we have the YouTube channel name, and then you can see everything that's highlighted in yellow as far as the thumbnail picture goes. That means the thumbnail has been completed. On the opposite spectrum, you can tell that this description has been completed. None of the thumbnails or the descriptions have been completed for these two projects, but this project is fully complete, meaning that the thumbnail and the description are ready. Now, for seeing who's worked on the project, again, you can click this icon. You can see that Jamel's worked on it, Rita's taken it, and currently Fide has this project under video editing. If you click on this one here, obviously no video editor has taken this project because it's still in their voiceover work. The voiceover artist, no voiceover artist has taken this project either. And for this one here, Jamel's taken this one, Jamel's taken this one. Okay, so Jamel's taken all three of these script writing projects. So it's very, very easy to understand and get a good glimpse of who's working on what, where's each project, is the thumbnail ready, is the description ready. It's all very visibly easy to see. For a completed video, if you click on this here, you can see a good glimpse of what the outline is like. This is how I wanted the video script to be structured. You can see who's taken on the project. And as far as the revisions, you can see right here, there's a timestamp at 00. So we're saying Fide, kindly re-upload the video as the file type is unsupported. So it's a good way to communicate any miscellaneous errors, not just copyright claims, as far as there needing to be revisions, especially when it comes to the video editing spot. Now for ready to upload, you can see that it's over here. Everything's ready. You can see you took the project and someone just needs to upload the video and then drag it over to publish once it's scheduled or actually published. But overall, that's a good glimpse of how to set up your YouTube automation channel and team using Taskforc. I've been using this for 2 years. And again, down below in the description is a free 30-day trial. And we do have a free plan for those who are only using Taskforc for like a single channel. So that should work out for you as well. But if you have any questions, do join the Discord down below in the description as well. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have on there.